Did you decide to come up here? Hello, is there enough room for all of us? What if you go up here? We've got Samson here. I don't know if he'll... Here he is. There he is. Hey, Sammy. Come. Come. You want to get closer? He's like, I don't know. He doesn't love to be picked up. He's my new 12-year-old cat that I inherited through some friends. So, part 3, shall we? In the master key system, I just washed up and put a bunch of ghee on my face because I have this thing on my face that I needed to address. And ghee helps repair broken cell damage. It's good for healing. Oh, excuse me. I put my finger right in his ear. He wanted it there. The Master Key System by Charles T. Hanmel. I thought someone said it with an N. I'm not sure if it's with an N or an M. I'm sure I could look. Hanel. Hanel. Part 3. Are you ready? Yes. Sorry if my thing makes you feel uncomfortable, but it is a bedtime story and it's just divine goddess skin. You have found that the individual may act on the universal, and that the result of this action and interaction is cause and effect. Thought, therefore, is the cause, and the experiences with which you meet in life are the effect. Eliminate, therefore, any possible tendency to complain of conditions as they have been or as they are, because it rests with you to change them and make them what you would like them to be. Direct your effort to realization of the mental resources, always at your command, from which all real and lasting power comes. Persist in this practice until you come to a realization of the fact that there can be no failure in the accomplishment of any proper object in your life if you but understand your power and persist in your object, because the mind forces are ever ready to lend themselves to a purposeful will. In the effort to crystallize thought and desire into actions and even conditions, whereas in the beginning of each function of life and each action is the result of conscious thought that controls and whereas in the beginning of each function of life and each action is the result of conscious thought, and habitual actions become automatic, and the thought that controls them passes into the realm of the subconscious. Yet it is just as intelligent as before. It is necessary that it become automatic or subconscious in order that the self-conscious mind may attend to other things. The new actions will, however, in their turn become habitual, then automatic, then subconscious, in order that the mind again may be freed from this detail and advanced to still other activities. When you realize this, you will have found a source of power which will enable you to take care of any situation in life which may develop. I just read it like AI now because apparently alternative intelligence. 1. The necessary interaction of the conscious and the subconscious mind requires a similar interaction between the corresponding systems of nerves. Judge Troward indicates the very beautiful method in which the interaction is effected. He says the cerebrospinal system is the organ of the conscious mind, and the sympathetic is the organ of the subconscious mind. The cerebrospinal is the channel through which we receive conscious perception from the physical senses and exercise control over the movements of the body. This system of nerves has its center in the brain. 2. The sympathetic system has its center in the ganglionic mass at the back of the stomach, known as the solar plexus, and is the channel of the mental action which unconsciously supports the vital functions of the body. Interesting. So, in the back of the solar plexus would be our thoracolumbar juncture. And it just has me thinking about when I have clients come to me with physical that I'm seeing more physically for body work and they're stuck there. I'm thinking of a few Pilates clients I have and they're just not mobile there. I would like to get them maybe to do some breath work to calm the sympathetic nervous system and see if we can find some movement there once we get some breath channeled down there. 3, I just thought of that like it's a new bright idea, but I feel like in a way I've already been doing that. Now I want to be a little more intentional about it. Like I want to just say, hey, we're going to breathe and we're going to breathe back in here. And this is where you're going to feel this. It's already challenging enough or bringing awareness to clients to breathe into their solar plexus, period. Most people's, not most, I'm just, a lot of people I see, their breath stops here. They're not breathing deeper into their body. They're not breathing behind the heart is what I often say. I say, let's bring that breath behind the heart. 3, the connection between the two systems is made by the vagus nerve, which passes out of the cerebral region as a portion of the voluntary system to the thorax, sending out branches to the heart and lungs, and finally passing through the diaphragm. It loses its outer coating and becomes identified with the nerves of the sympathetic system, so forming a connecting link between the two and making man physically a, quote, single entity. 4. We have seen that every thought is received by the brain, which is the organ of the conscious. It is here subjected to our powers of reasoning. When the objective mind has been satisfied that the thought is true, it is sent to the solar plexus or to the brain of the subjective mind to be made into our flesh, to be brought forth into the world as reality. It is then no longer susceptible to any argument whatsoever. The subconscious mind cannot argue, it only acts. It accepts the conclusions of the objective mind as final. So, what this is saying is that unconsciously, subconsciously, there are these laws that are going on in the background. And if we are not consciously imprinting upon them good, happy thoughts, unless you had the most dreamy, crystalline, divine upbringing, you need to consciously be recreating these, to be imprinting new beliefs, to be allowing this, to accept new statements of truth that are in your favor, that are in service of you. You know, we tend to be our own worst enemy, our own worst inner critic, and how that resonates from your internal to your external is deep. It's very, very potent, and it comes from it doesn't have to be a big noticeable thing. It's very subtle sometimes. And what I'm noticing personally is just pictures that I was taking, that I took in like 2022. I'm like, wow, what was I doing then? Oh, I was doing some good things, and I was keeping up with my practices, and I was talking very kindly to myself and being good to myself and loving myself. And I went through a little bit of a spell of karma where I wasn't doing that, where I wasn't talking very nicely to myself, where I was actually quite terrible to myself. And I'm mostly out of that now. I feel like there's like maybe a little 5 or 10% that's still, maybe more, if we're being honest, a little more. I have a little more work to do to get back to that look that I had in 2022. Okay. But this is when people are just like, I'm getting old. Look it. Look it. Look it. Look it. Sure. The world's going to have its way with you. And I don't want to subscribe to the masses. Moving on. Number 5, the solar plexus has been likened to the sum of the body because it is a central point of distribution for the energy which the body is constantly generating. This energy is very real energy, and the sun is very real sun, and the energy is being distributed by very real nerves to all parts of the body and is thrown off in an atmosphere which envelops the body. Number 6, if this radiation is sufficiently strong, the person is called magnetic. He is said to be filled with personal magnetism. Such a person may wield an immense power for good. His presence alone will often bring comfort to the troubled minds with which he comes in contact. 7. When the solar plexus is in active operation, it is radiating life, energy, and vitality to every part of the body, and has everyone whom he meets. The sensations are pleasant. The body is filled with health, and all with whom he comes in contact experience a pleasant sensation. 8. If there is any interruption of this radiation, the sensations are unpleasant. The flow of life and energy in some part of the body is stopped, and this is the cause of every ill to the human race, physical, mental, or environmental. That's what I was just saying. And environmental goes pollution, the water you're drinking, what's in the air, what's the air quality. That has shifted a lot significantly where I'm living at currently as well. So that's been on my mind. You know, there's been a lot on my mind, which is why we do Cosmic Mistress readings and reality inspired. Number 8. If there is any interruption of this radiation, the sensations are unpleasant. We read that one. Number 9. Physical, because the sun of the body is no longer generating sufficient energy to vitalize some part of the body. Mental, because the conscious mind is dependent upon the subconscious mind for the vitality necessary to support its thought, and environmental, because the connection between the subconscious mind and the universal mind is being interrupted. Is this when Abraham Hicks talks about any negative thought you're having is not, you're not connected to source, because source is never having a negative thought about you. Right? Number 10, the solar plexus is the point at which the part meets with the whole, where where the finite becomes infinite, where the uncreate becomes create. The universal becomes individualized. The invisible becomes visible. It is the point at which life appears, and there is no limit to the amount of life an individual may generate from this solar center. Number 11. This center of energy is omnipresent. It's a projector light, and it's like, oops, sorry, baby. It's blinding me. It's like just a lot of light right in the corner of my eye. This center of energy is omnipotent because it is the point of contact with which all life and intelligence. It can therefore accomplish whatever it is directed to accomplish, and herein lies the power of the conscious mind. The subconscious can and will carry out such plans and ideas as may be suggested to it by the conscious mind. Number 12. Conscious thought then is master of the sum center, for which the life and the energy of the entire body flows, and the quality of thought which we entertain determines the quality of the thought which the sun will radiate, and the character of the thought which our conscious mind entertains will determine the character of the thought which the sun will radiate, and the nature of the thought which our conscious mind entertains will determine the nature of thought which the sun will radiate, and consequently will determine the nature of the experience which will result. I don't know if I read the same line multiple times, but that was a bananas paragraph. So, if you're with me, we're going to read that again. And I'm going to hope I didn't read it wrong the first time, but let's see. Conscious thought, then, is master of the sun center from which the life and the energy of the entire body flows. So, what is the sun center? The sun center is the solar plexus. Copy? This center of energy is omnipotent because it is the point of contact with all life and intelligence. Conscious thought is that master of the sun center, from which the life and the energy of the entire body flows, and the quality of the thought which we entertain determines the quality of the thought which the sun will radiate. So, you are having the quality of thought of the energy in the entire body flows, and the quality of thought we entertain determines the quality of the thought which the sun will radiate. So whatever you're thinking here is going to radiate in your solar plexus. And we are learning more and more and more about the gut health translating to the brain. So we want to keep that gut health clean. That's not in this book. That's just my personal life hack. So if you're thinking low vibrational thoughts, they're going here. And it's static, sludgy. Okay? And the character of the thought which our conscious mind entertains will determine the character of the thought which the sun will radiate. The character of the thought, what do we think is meant by the character of the thought? If you have any ideas about this, put them in the chat because I'm really curious. The character of thought. So that tells me what the thought, what's maybe like the belief around the thought or the personality that you've adapted to. How does it color this thought in? How does it feel about this thought? Okay. The nature of the thought which our conscious mind entertains will determine the nature of the thought which the sun will radiate. So it is the quality of thought, the character of thought, and the nature of thought which the sun will radiate, and consequently will determine the nature of the experience with which we will result. So, if your quality of thought sucks, and your character of thought sucks, and your nature of thought sucks, life's gonna suck for you. And it might not completely suck, but you have these things that come up like karma and fate that are like, what's happening? And it's because your character of thought, your quality of thought, and your nature of thought are poor, are ill, are unkind, live in fear and doubt and scarcity. Number 13. It is evident, therefore, that all we have to do is to let our light shine. The more energy we can radiate, the more rapidly shall we be enabled to transmute undesirable conditions into sources of pleasure and profit. That important question then is how to let this light shine, how to generate this energy. Okay. All we have to do is let our light shine. The more energy we can radiate, the more rapidly shall we enable transmute undesirable conditions. Okay? Pleasure and profit, baby. Pleasure, profit. Oh my gosh, that's the name of my next workshop. Pleasure and profit. Fuck yes. Next, 14. Non-resistant thought expands the solar plexus. Resistant thought contracts it. Okay, non-resistant thought expands the solar plexus. I'm open. Everything's coming easily and effortlessly for profit and pleasure. Resistant thought contracts it. Defensive. Pleasant thought expands it. Pleasure and profit. Unpleasant thought contracts it. Thoughts of courage, power, confidence, and hope all produce corresponding states. But the one arch enemy of the solar plexus, which must be absolutely destroyed before there is any possibility of letting any light shine, is fear. The enemy must be completely destroyed. He must be eliminated. He must be expelled forever. He is the cloud which hides the sun, which causes a perpetual gloom. Fear, y'all. It's fear. Terrible. How many of you have been living in fear? How many of you didn't even create this fear? How many of you are aware that you're living in fear? That's a good show of hands. Good. It's the awareness. That's why you're here. It's because you have the awareness. You're like, there's more to this life. Okay. Number 15. It is the personal devil which makes men fear the past, the present, and the future, fear themselves, their friends, and their enemies, fear everything and everybody. When fear is effectually and completely destroyed, your light will shine, the clouds will disappear, and you will have found the source of power, energy, and life. Number 16, when you find that you are really one with the infinite power, and when you can consciously realize this power by a practical demonstration of your ability to overcome any adverse condition by the power of your thought, you will have nothing to fear. Fear will have been destroyed, and you will have come into possession of your birthright. Be fearless, y'all. Number 17, it is our attitude of mind towards life which determines our experiences with which we are to meet. If we expect nothing, we shall have nothing. If we demand much, we shall receive the greater portion. The world is harsh only as we fail to assert ourselves. The criticism of the world is bitter only to those who cannot compel room for their ideas. It is fear of this criticism that causes many ideas to fail to see the light of day. Number 18. But the man who knows that he has a solar plexus will not fear criticism or anything else. He will be too busy radiating courage, confidence, and power. He will anticipate success by his mental attitude, and he will pound barriers to pieces and leap over the chasm of doubt and hesitation which fear places in his path. Aho. Number 19. A knowledge of our ability to consciously radiate health, strength, and harmony will bring us to the realization that there is nothing to fear because we are in touch with infinite strength. Number 20. This knowledge can be gained only by making practical application of this information we learn by doing. Through practice, the athlete comes powerful. Number 21. As the following statement is of considerable importance, I will put it in several ways so that you cannot fail to get the full significance of it. If you are religiously inclined, I would say you can let your light shine. If your mind has a bias towards physical science, I would say you can wake the solar plexus, or if you prefer the strictly scientific interpretation, I will say that you can impress your subconscious mind. Number 22, I have already told you that what the result of this impression will be. It is this method in which you are now interested. You have already learned that the subconscious is intelligent and that it is creative and responsive to the will of the conscious mind. What then is the most natural way of making the desired impression? Mentally concentrate on the object of your desire. When you are concentrating, you are impressing the subconscious mind. Hypnosis, meditation, prayer, contemplation, stillness. Number 23. This is not the only way, but it is simple and an effective way, and the most direct way, and consequently, the way in which the best results are secured. It is the method which is producing such extraordinary results that many think that miracles are being accomplished. Number 24. It is the method by which every great inventor, every great financier, every great statesman has been enabled to convert the subtle and invisible force of desire, faith, and confidence into actual, tangible, concrete facts in this objective world. Number 25. The subconscious mind is part of the universal mind. The universal is the creative principle of the universe. A part much must be the same in kind and quality as the whole. This means that this creative power is absolutely unlimited. It is not bound by precedent of any kind, and consequently has no prior existing patterns by which to apply its constructive principle. Number 26. We have found that the subconscious mind is responsive to our conscious will, which means that the unlimited creative power of the universal mind is within control of the conscious mind of the individual. Number 27. When making a practical application of this principle in accordance with the exercises given in the subsequent lessons, it is well to be remembered that it is not necessary to outline the method by which the subconscious will produce the results you desire. That's the how. You don't have to know the how. You just have to know that you are going to achieve your desire, because the subconscious mind is responsive to your conscious will and your conscious concentration, which means the unlimited and creative power of the universal mind within the control of the conscious mind of the individual. The subconscious will produce the results you desire. The finite cannot inform the infinite. You are simply to say what you desire, not how you are to obtain it. Number 28. You are the channel by which the undifferentiated is being differentiated, and this differentiation is being accomplished by appropriation. It only requires recognition to set cause in motion, which will bring about results in accordance with your desire. And this is accomplished because the universal can act only through the individual, and the individual can only act only through the universal. They are one. This is so brilliant because I was listening, thinking, contemplating quantum physics today. And his name, he's got 3 names. And he, like a Terrence Brown, something. He talks about this all the time. Quantum entanglement. Look it up. He's brilliant. So it's like you have this one, I think it's like a particle. So if you have this one particle and you break off, the one breaks off into 2, and then you have like the 2 sides of the coin, or 2 coins. Now I'm mixing a couple of different explanations together, but when you have the one and you separate, there's still particles and essences of that you in them and them in you, and there's this mirror reflection kind of going, and you could be in 2 opposite ends of the world, thousands and thousands of miles apart. Yet what happens to this one, it gets affected by this one. And I think that's also where we have like that discussion of nature versus nurture. And I have some examples of maybe sometimes when my energy's feeling really low and I'm kind of like, everything's pretty fine with me. I'm not understanding why this energy is low. It may be somebody that I'm entangled with that's actually struggling. And I've also heard other people who take medicine journeys feel like people in their orbit are kind of going through it with them, even without doing the medicine. And I also think there's a bigger discussion of like that soul recognition within that quantum entanglement. Maybe when we see somebody that we've never met physically in this timeline, yet there's a familiarity there, and then maybe that even elaborates into certain traumas we experience, and the mirror of that trauma coming in as a twin flame, or a trauma bond. But that's just me discussing with you those thoughts, because ultimately that's why I'm reading these books to you and why we're doing the Cosmic Mistress readings, is because these are bigger conversations that I want to be having. So welcome to enjoying the Cosmic Mistress readings, because we want to know more about this brilliant wisdom. Okay? For number 29, for your exercise this week, I will ask you to go one step further. I want you to not only sit perfectly still and inhibit all thought as far as possible, but relax, let go, let the muscles take their normal condition. This will remove all pressures from the nerves and eliminate that tension, which so frequently produces physical exhaustion. Number 30, physical relaxation is voluntary exercise of the will, and exercise will be found to be of great value as it enables the blood to circulate freely to and from the brain and body. Number 31, tensions lead to mental unrest and abnormal mental activity of the mind. It produces worry, care, fear, anxiety. Relaxation is therefore an absolute necessity in order to allow the mental faculties to exercise the greatest freedom. Number 32, make this exercise as thorough and complete as possible. Mentally determined that you will relax every muscle and nerve until you feel quiet and restful and at peace with yourself and the world. Number 13, the solar plexus will then be ready to function, and you will be surprised at the result. Number study questions with answers. Number 21. What system of nerves is the organ of the conscious mind? The cerebrospinal. Number 22. What system of nerves is the organ of the subconscious mind? The sympathetic. Number 23. What is the central point of the distribution for energy which the body is constantly generating? The solar plexus. Yeah. Number 24. How many distributions be interpreted? How may this distribution be interpreted? By resistant, critical, discordant thoughts, but especially fear. What is the result of such interruption? Every ill with which the human race is afflicted. It just seems like more people are getting afflicted every day. Number 26. How may this energy be controlled and directed? By conscious thought. Number 27. How may fear be completely eliminated? By an understanding and recognition of the true source of all power. How may fear be completely eliminated? By understanding and recognition of the true source of all power. Number 28, what determines the experiences with which we meet in life, our predominant mental attitude. Number 29, how may we awake the solar plexus? Mentally concentrate upon the condition which we desire to see manifested in our lives. Number 30, what is the creative principle of the universe? The universal mind. Okay, part 4 next time. Okay, so if you want, stick around. If you're done listening, you're driving, you're operating heavy machinery, you can turn it off now. If you are with me, we're going to do a little practice. I'm going to guide you through it. So, just sitting comfortably. Breathe in. Let it move around in your body, your neck, your shoulders. Just let it go. Just relaxing your jaw. Oh, you can even massage your jaw and just letting it know it can relax. Of course, I have ghee all over me, and it feels really good. So I'm just massaging my face right now. Okay, which is great because that helps you relax. So if you need some, put some serum on, put some ghee on your face, put some tallow, whatever you want, whatever your skin does well with. Okay, a little massagey. Okay, so we'll continue to massage on your neck because it feels so good. You want to make sure you have some sort of something on, otherwise your fingers aren't kind of slide really good. You're also just kind of awakening the lymphatic system here. Just letting all of that, letting it drain. You know, you could use a gua sha, but, you know, mine's over there right now. Okay. Just tuning into your breath. Calling in the highest vibration of your light. Universal mind, galactic beings, starseed light beings, ascended masters and sages, those known and unknown, seen and unseen, our committee. Thank you for joining us. As we relax, every muscle, every tendon, every nerve in the body just turns loose and lets loose. You can even roll your eyeballs up to your third eye. Just allow the eyelids to gently flutter, bringing you into a deeper, relaxed state, akin to sleep. Allow the muscles and tendons in and around your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your thumbs, your fingers, your hands. So just relax. Maybe you wiggle your fingers to let that go. Feeling your shoulders drop down your back, with your neck long and your head just floating. Breathing in and out. Just allowing your body to deeply relax. Allowing every muscle, every tendon, every nerve to just unwind, to release, to soften, to let go, so that you can come to a deeply centered place that feels good and resonant in your body. Know that you are feeling this deeply relaxed sensation down through your torso, behind your heart and your ribs, your organs. Under your ribs, your solar plexus, your diaphragm, your thoracolumbar. Just allowing every muscle, every tendon, every nerve to turn loose and let loose. As you relax down through your hips, your pelvis, your sacrum, your root chakra, your pelvic floor, your perineum. Allowing everything to let go. Through your legs, your hips, your glutes. Release the muscles in your tummy and your abdomen as well. Releasing your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, your feet. Letting loose. Relaxing and deepening your internal strength of focused concentration, of conscious concentration. From this vastness, this spaciousness, call in your desired result. What do you hear? What's that picture? What does that movie look like? What does that visualization look like? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? What does it sound like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? It feels like yes. It feels like you are amazing. It feels like you can have it all. It feels like you know what to do. It feels like allowing. It feels exciting. It feels gratifying. It feels natural. It feels like yes. It feels like in agreement. It is a yes for you. It feels like a respectful role. It feels like love. It makes you feel loved and it makes you feel proud. Proud of yourself. Proud of your accomplishments. Proud of you. Because that image of you is your real life. That image of you is through your eyes. Because you are living it. It is your joy. It is your bliss. It is your satisfaction guaranteed. So you're just concentrating on that desired result, the visualization of it, the feeling of it, What are you seeing, hearing? People congratulating you? Are they telling you, are they complimenting you? How great you are. You're so great. Thank you so much. Such a positive influence. You're so inspiring. I really admire the work that you do. And what does it feel like? Why, yes, thank you for seeing me. Why, yes, thank you for hearing me. And thanks for holding me. Thanks for honoring my existence. That feels good. It feels good to be loved. It feels good to be good at what I do. It feels good to listen to my heart's desire. It feels good to feel good. I feel powerful. I feel like royalty. I feel like royalty because I am royalty. I feel powerful because I know my worth. I am enough and I am powerful. I feel sexy because I am sexy. I just feel sexy. There's something about me that's turned on by life. I'm excited to be here. I love getting to play. I love getting to dance, to sing, to interact, to coalesce, to experience all that there is to be experienced in this life. I know there is incredible, amazing experiences awaiting my arrival. Those are blessings and miracles, surprises and delights that I am eagerly anticipating by knowing that they already exist, not from a place of lack, but a knowing that, yes, I know I'm going to experience that. And I don't know how, and I don't know when, but I know it's happening. And the more I put my belief into the happening, the sooner it happens. So just breathing in and out to that. Feeling yourself in that feeling, that excitement, that elation, that pleasure. And keeping that feeling, that sensation alive within you. If you're in a place where you can relax and drift off to sleep, this is perfect for that. And if you're in a place where you're going to wake up and continue through your day, thank you for joining me, us, the we. We're so grateful for you. We love you. And I'll count you back. 5. Feeling more in your body, allowing your breath to expand in your solar plexus and your diaphragm. 4 and 3, tuning to the sounds and noises and movements around you. 2, wiggling your fingers, maybe turning your head a little, licking your lips. And 1, opening your eyes, wide awake, ready to take on your next action today. We look forward to seeing you next time. Embrace this feeling. Walk with this feeling for as long as you can. Live from here. Live from it, all needs being met. Thank you.